Have you ever wondered how some Vancouver-based businesses have grown to become wildly successful nationally or even internationally? Hi, my name is Reece Sims, and today we are going behind the brand to talk to the CEOs, influencers, and founders who have made it happen. Founded in 1907, Purdy's Chocolates opened their first store on Robson Street and since has grown to have 72 stores across British Columbia, Alberta, and Ontario. As the president and head chocolate scientist at Purdy's, Peter Higgins has a knack for finding the perfect flavor combinations that have solidified Purdy's iconic reputation in Canada. I had the chance to sit down with Peter to talk about finding the sweet spot in your career. Okay, Peter, let's start off this interview by doing something a bit different. Why don't we try tasting and take us through a tasting of your favorite chocolate?
If you're at Purdys Chocolatier, you have to do a tasting. So I'm going to taste with you. So I'm going to take you through a chocolate tasting. So it's really important when you taste chocolate, notice the beginning notes, the middle notes, the end notes. What I've got here today is a salted hazelnut flake. So this is my new favorite, and I think it's going to be yours as well.
Excellent.
So inside the salted hazelnut flake, so first of all, just take a smell. Just smell it. You can smell the richness of the roasted hazelnuts inside there.
Yeah,
so inside
amazing.
this is hazelnut gianduja, so it's hazelnut puree, finely ground hazelnuts mixed with a touch of Himalayan pink salt and a French pastry flake called a fouleté. So just go and notice that, taste that, and notice the beginning, the middle, the end, and let's enjoy it for a second.
Okay.
I always look at the texture in the center is so smooth. You notice the French pastry flake in there as well?
Makes it a bit crunchy. So good.
Isn't that amazing?
Okay, Peter, why don't we start off with talking about Purdy's and going behind the brand. How did it become the success story that it is today?
You know what? Yeah, so it's all about chocolate for Purdy's and it's making some really unique, amazing quality chocolates. But I think the history of Purdy's, so we started in 1907, as you know, and so we're 108 years now. It's about customer first, and understanding, listening to your customer, understanding what your customer wants, and making sure whatever their personal favorite is, they go out with a smile on their face.
Peter, you are not only the president of Purdy's currently, but also the head chocolate scientist. And I hear that you get to taste a lot of different cocos and flavor profiles. So how did you get into this originally?
My dad used to make fudge in our kitchen when I was a kid, and so I had this love. And I actually studied food science at UBC, and so I studied all types of food, and I went into the world of food after I graduated. I started working at Purdy's in 1998, and I started studying chocolate all over the world. So I've been to chocolate courses in San Francisco, I've been to Europe, and so that food science degree and background has turned into chocolate science. And so that's my background, but it's always started with that love of chocolate.
All right, and so I have a lot of friends that really would love to have a part-time job being a cocoa scientist or a chocolate scientist. What would that entail in terms of the knowledge and skills that you would need?
You know, this is a full-time job. It really keeps me busy. So it's a lot of fun. But you know, I really that there's a whole technical background to it. So the food science degree was really a key background, and then it's experience and studying specific chocolate. There's chocolate courses all over the world. And so in different regions of the world have different chocolate expertises. So understanding and that broadening your knowledge of chocolate, you can do that all over the world. So if you love what you do, go ahead and find a way to make a living doing that. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit here. Why don't you bring us through the Sustainable Cocoa Program that Purdy's has now?
Yeah, very exciting. So Purdy's Sustainable Cocoa Program, we launched that last year in September of 2014, and we're really proud of our leadership position within the industry. And so for all the cocoa that we purchase, we pay a premium for all that cocoa, and we work with specific cooperatives to buy all of our cocoa. So, for example, in the Côte d'Ivoire in West Africa, we buy from 73 different cooperatives. And so the premium, I'll explain to you a little bit where the premium goes. And so the premium for our cocoa goes to really three places. So one goes directly to the farmer, so a higher income for the farmer. Two, it goes to programs, that extra money goes to programs for farmer education. So that will help their yield and help, which is directly related to their income, and so help their income. And then the third is also very exciting. The third third of the premium goes to social programs. So those are things that will help improve living standards in those communities. So things like putting in medical services, water filtration systems, even water wells. So, you know, it's fundamentally making a huge, huge difference in these communities. The Purdy's Sustainable Cocoa Program is making a big impact in these communities.
Okay, so besides the Sustainable Cocoa Program, what else really differentiates Purdy's from the competitors?
Yeah, so Purdy's is very unique in the marketplace. You know, there's a couple things that I would say that we really, how Purdy stands out. First, it's about our team. We have exceptional people, and our team is all trained to be chocolate experts. And so we have 800 people across the country. We're not a large company. We make all of our chocolates ourselves by hand, in-house, but our teams are chocolate experts. So I'm the chocolate scientist, and so I have a lot of knowledge. But how do we get, and it's the training programs. We have training programs, so anybody that starts off as a chocolate chip. I know it's a fun name, right? And then after 3 months, through a series of bronze, silver, gold testing, they'll become a chocolate connoisseur. And so they understand where cocoa comes from, Purdy's Sustainable Cocoa Program, how each of our chocolates are made. As I said, they're handmade in our kitchen, and then they're sent to each one of our shops weekly, so they're fresh. So I think it's really about people, chocolate expertise, and then the last thing I'll say is the breadth of favorites. I mean, very few chocolatiers, I would say no other chocolatiers have the breadth of favorites that Purdy's has. So I know you said your favorite was hedgehogs growing up. Someone else's might be our Ghana. Someone else might be our salted hazelnut flake. The breadth of selection we have is unmatched. So, and we have unique, interesting, new flavors all the time. So it gives you a reason to come back into our shops or shop online.
And the final question that I have for you today is, what is 3 pieces of advice that you would give to others on how they can find the sweet spot in their careers?
Good question. I'm always big on trying, how do I help other people, get the most out of their life, right? Because, that's, we want to be happy with what we do. So first piece of advice, I'd say, love what you do. Absolutely love what you do. Second piece of advice, I would say, listen to your team. Listen to people around you, right? There's so much you can learn if you're open to learning and opening to listening to other people. And then the third piece I would say is set a goal and work hard towards it, right? And it really, those are easy things to say, but you know what? It's about people loving what you do, setting a goal and working hard, and whatever success means to you, working hard to achieve that goal.
Now, do you have any tips on how you've been able to find the sweet spot in your career? If so, we would love to hear them. Please connect with us today on Facebook and Twitter. And until next time, my name is Reece, your go-to gal for all things branding.